Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Volusia Speedway Park as it's night number 2 of the 2025 season here. Winter Nationals from Volusia getting started here tonight on Extreme eSpeed TV. As always, I am Travis Piercefield, joined by with Adam Johnson. We thank you for tuning in tonight. Here as the cars are on the track getting ready to go and move on to this draw. No qualifying this year, Adam, as that's part of the shift in the schedule. So we'll have the pill draw and then, of course, those heat races to get us going.
Absolutely, and this is kind of exciting because this is night number 2. If any of you were kind of following on the Pro Late Model Dirt Series iRacing Facebook page, you would have seen that last night Gaines won night 1 of Volusia. That's right, the number 50 machine of Stephen Gaines won 100 cool buckaroos by just beating out Stephen Hart and Jesse Newsom, who also placed second and third and got some money. $50 for Hart, $25 for Newsom. Lassiter, a familiar name and a veteran of this series, finished fourth. So, the fireworks began early last night at Volusia with the first of 2 nights. And of course, as Travis said, no qualifying. We go straight to some of these carrier heat races and then Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown. So if you're just tuning in, 8:30 Eastern time right now, you may be thinking, oh, did we miss something? Nope, we still got a little bit of practice running there, as you'll see on your screen. It looks like our quickest time is Kendrick Hicks. Behind him, Dylan Perry, our defending champion, who also picked up the first win of the series last week. He's just behind Hicks in the fastest time. And rounding out the top 5, you have Colin Voiles and a couple of rookies, Dawson Lowe and Drew Hopkins. So another thing we want to keep your eyes on, we've got, it looks to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rookies out there tonight. 17 cars in the field so far. We'll see if any more pull into the lobby and pull onto the track. So big night of action coming up. You see that 51 machine coming off, Travis. These guys are just getting started.
Just getting started, they are. And with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break here. When we come back, we will go on to those carrier heat races. Coming up next here, it's the Pro Late Model Dirt Series on Extreme eSpeed TV.
Racers are dedicated to winning. And Chevrolet Performance's 3 factory-sealed circle track crate engines can help you get to the checkered flag first. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a touring hero, on dirt or pavement, Chevrolet Performance circle track crate engines are engineered to win. Right out of the box.
Racing USA is green. This is America's leader in racing, the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series 4Y.
Good evening and welcome back here as we have the Pro Late Model Dirt Series coming up next here from Volusia. It looks like practice might be wrapping up here, which will take us on to those carrier heat races. Of course, as mentioned, no qualifying here during the 2025 season, Adam. We do the pill draw, and that can really shake things up. It played into some drivers' hands last week, and we talked to some of the podium drivers talking about that change with qualifying. And they mentioned, if you draw the wrong pill there, get set into the back in the heat races, it could put you behind the ball right from the start.
Yeah, and at the same time, they were kind of saying it's actually pretty exciting in the sense of, you don't kind of have the same uniformity that they had previously. It adds some mixing and matching, adds some unpredictability, I guess you could say. So you get your feel for the track in practice, but then you get that pill draw, you get that heat, the heat races. And it's like, okay, like we're going straight to action. There's no more, qualifying laps. It's like how fast can you, get caught up to speed with these guys right around you. So I'm really excited to see it play out all season. I think you're going to see, differing times of the year, different drivers facing different challenges depending on who is in their group. I mean, we see it happen out on the track. You see certain guys challenge others better than others, when it comes to, racing on the lead lap or even racing in the middle of the pack. So, as you can tell, you can see a lot of the drivers there sitting on the pit lane. Looks like you got that 22, 37, 3. Loving that Evans 75 there. Love the lettering on that. And the crowd's continuing to filter in. And we do want to remind you that this is night number 2 from Volusia. There were 40 laps last night, 60 tonight. But we are back in action 1 week from today at Weed Sport Speedway. That's going to be a 40-lapper before we take a week or two break and then head to I-55 for 55 laps. So a lot of racing action. As you may or may not have heard, we have the spring season essentially and then the fall. So after April 9th, we won't be racing until September 9th. So big break in the middle of the year. We might be taking a break here in a little bit. And we are glad you're joining us on Extreme eSpeed TV. Settle in, the night is just beginning.
Racecar Engineering is your single source supplier for all your racing equipment. Dirt, asphalt, drag strip, street rod, or off-road. Their experts can keep you on the track and in the lead no matter what type of racing you do. Hundreds of brands, thousands of parts. Find them online at racecareng.com or call them toll free at 800-882-7231 and make sure to ask for your free catalog. That's Racecar Engineering, 800-882-7231.
Introducing the latest technology in the racing industry, Spring Rhythm. Spring Rhythm is an app that can replace a spring smasher, giving you access to the same information the fast guys are using to stay ahead. The app tells you where to set your coilover nuts to hit your install loads and tells you the dynamic loads that the car will see in travel. It also simplifies adjustments at the track, giving you the information needed to adjust loads without taking the shock off the car. Spring Rhythm has been rigorously tested to ensure accuracy. There's no excuse to not be using Spring Rhythm.
Welcome back to Volusia Speedway Park. With that, we've got Carrier Heat Race number 1 out on the track.
That's right, and it'll be led by Drew Hopkins, the rookie, and Jacob Lassiter on the front row. Behind them, Brandon Combs and last week's winner, Dylan Perry, followed by Andy Piercefield and Josh Van Westen.
So we'll get out here on the track ready to go here. 8 laps will make up Carrier Heat Race number 1. So 2x2 out of turn number 4, green flag waves. We got 8 laps of heat racing action from Volusia getting us started.
Yeah, and it's a strong start to the night. The rookie holding strong just in front of Brandon Combs, who's going a little bit low, trying to split the difference. Dylan Perry taking a little bit of the high lane there, but it's Hopkins still holding strong, allowing Perry and Combs to mismatch flip-flop behind him. But, ooh, dive there down from Combs, not able to get in front of Perry yet.
Great racing action there from second on as you've got Combs, Perry, Lassiter looking on. Andy Piercefield down to the inside of Van Westen. That's the battle for 5th. So racing action from the front to the rear. As out front, it's still that rookie, Drew Hopkins.
That's right. Drew running strong right now. It's if you're like us, this is a good chance to watch him for the first time early parts of this season as a rookie contender. So, ooh, he's getting a taste of Dylan Perry, who the most feared driver in the series, arguably. He's trying to make his moves, but he's also probably saving some moves for the main event. Still 4 laps to go halfway through Carrier Heat Race number 1.
Front 4 have broken away their nose to tail through 1 and 2. It's still Hopkins out front, Perry in line, Combs and Lassiter, the front 4. No movement here as we're past the halfway mark, only 3 laps to go. Reminder, winner of Heat Race number 1 here will start on the pole for that 60-lap feature event.
Strong run right there from Hopkins, really running clean. Not much dirt, not much even beating and banging on his back end right now. It was Perry and Combs. Really were the only ones who kind of battled there, and there's still a chance here, though, for Perry. As it gets a little closer, he's only going to have one final lap to give it his best, though.
Perry looking on. Hopkins running strong here as it's now Perry trying to hold off Combs for the second spot. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. It will be Drew Hopkins, heat race number 1 winner. Perry second, Combs third, Lassiter in fourth.
Yeah, that's right. Kendrick Hicks and Brandon Bender will be on row 1. Behind them, Aiden Young, podium finisher from last week, side by side with Cody Early. And behind them, Joshua Johnson and Brody Thompson.
So carrier heat race number 2 about to get underway.
Beautiful look here. Some palm trees there in the middle. Everybody getting some snacks in the infield with their pit passes. A couple RVs in there as well. So good to see the sun shining on Volusia as the lights are off of the pace vehicle. And it looks like he will pull down here. And we are about to go green for carrier heat race number 2.
Hicks and Bender take us off into turn number 1.
It's a good, strong start there for Hicks, but Bender with some speed and stability, able to get in front of Bender, and just like that, he's up one spot from where he started. Ooh, kind of cutting him off there at the line. It's Hicks right now for the moment, taking it right back.
Bender battles back here as we're working on lap number 2 here, working on getting the graphics back up. Little Andy just working away on getting our graphics package up as it's Bender to the outside. Hicks will take back the lead.
Smooth take back right there, but also lurking in the shadows. Cody Early, he got real close there to making contact with Brandon Bender. And behind him now, Joshua Johnson's making a run, but it is still Hicks holding strong as they pass the line with 5 and change to go.
So Hicks holding off Bender here. Passing's been at a premium here through 1.5 heat races. As Hicks holding off Bender. Now Bender's under attack by Early there. A good run for him. He had a good heat race last week as well, as Early getting off to an early season string of drive here in the heat races.
Yeah, it is still early, and the night is young, like Aiden Young, who's still putting pressure on there from behind, and Hicks is going to give his best run here to just hold and hit his lines as we get some beautiful camera angles from all sides as we approach 2 laps to go. Hicks holding off Early now instead of Bender.
So Early will move up to second. You see now, big move by Bender. They'll make slight contact. The 3 of Early up into that outside wall. That opens the door for Aiden Young as well. Now he's into that 3rd spot. As it's Hicks, Bender, Young with 1 lap to go.
Very consistent and strong run from Hicks. Starting, they're going to end up finishing exactly where he started. So as he hits these marks, it looks like Kendrick Hicks will be your carrier heat race number 2 winner.
Aiden Young second, Joshua Johnson third, Brody Thompson fourth, as Cody Early and Brandon Bender will round out the field.
And carry heat race number 3 will be Austin Cantrell next to Dawson Lowe. So a couple of rookies on the front. In the middle, Brandon Marlowe and Colin Voiles, with another rookie on the tail end, Ethan Waters. So 2 heat races complete. Another one coming up. The rookie class showing strong in this one with Cantrell, Lowe, and Waters. Then you got a couple of the veterans, Marlowe and Voiles, mixed into the field. So this will be a fun one. Some new faces, new steering wheels turn in here, and a couple of familiar ones. We'll see how they blend, how they mix. Is it going to be oil and water? Is it going to be like a nice strawberry banana smoothie? Just goes down right. Speaking of going down, there goes the pace truck. We are going green for carrier heat race number 3.
Cantrell Lowe will take us off into turn number 1 as Cantrell's in that spot with the 37 of Marlowe right behind him. They're quickly 3 wide for second. It's going to be Lowe and Voiles coming out the victors. There's now Voiles and Cantrell make contact. I'm sorry, Lowe and Voiles.
Wow, a lot of moving and shaking right there. You got to think maybe that was a little bit of a jittery first lap, but after that, they're looking to settle in a little bit more. Obviously, still a lot of laps to go as you get Marlowe, who, had probably the furthest to come back from running strong. He's going to have to do a lot, though, to catch up to a quick Cantrell.
Voiles slowly making a move there on Marlowe for a moment. They make contact. That'll drop Voiles back to the back of the pack now as they're 3 wide. Oh, Colin Voiles goes around. They're into that inside wall there. We will stay. There's the yellow. John Hine, the race director, gave them time to get back going before throwing that yellow, but just no movement there from the Ethan Waters machine.
So as they continue to clean up here, pace truck lights are on. Fans continuing to pile in. This is going to be a full crowd tonight from Volusia. We're glad you're watching with us here on Extreme E-Speed TV.
Green flag waves as Cantrell Marlowe take us back to green. All 5 cars back out on the track there here for this Carrier Heat Race number 3. This will set that inside spot of row number 2 for the winner, as Cantrell will come out of turn number 4. 3 laps to go. White flag waves Cantrell through 3 and 4 for the final time. Marlowe will give it a look, but there's not enough. It's Cantrell your winner. Carrier Heat Race number 3. Marlowe second, Voiles third, Lowe and Waters round out the field. And just like that, it's time for our Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown as they get lined up out on the track.
And that's right. This will be a fun one. It looks like on the front row we're going to have Josh Van Westen and Cody Early. Behind them, Ethan Waters and Andy Piercefield, with Brandon Bender rounding out the rear. So 2x2 here, we'll have 12 laps. This will set the final 5 spots for tonight's 60-lap feature event. So 2x2 out of turn number 4 we go. Green flag waves. It's Van Westen, Early, Piercefield, Waters, your front 4.
And we'll see if Early can continue, as he's got that outside lane, and he ran very strong in that first one. Just had a little bit of a bump that pushed him back. And Early, so far so good, as it looks like Waters got a little wide. Piercefield up to third now.
As Early will hold on, Piercefield up to third. It looks like Waters will go around in turns 1 and 2. He'll keep it going, so we'll stay green here. 10 laps to go.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there, and that's kind of how Piercefield got by, and then Bender benefited as well. Piercefield got a little bit close to the Weston, and we'll see if Early can benefit from this and just stay out front. You know, I don't think it was a big enough near caution to cause lap traffic to get in the mix, so as long as he holds his marks. Oh, caution does come out now.
Looks like, not sure what happened there to bring out the caution. Everyone going We did see Early get a little out of shape there in 1 and 2. So Cody Early will go to the pits. May have been him that brought that caution out, as he was really the only one to get out of shape there right as that caution came out. So that'll give the lead over to Josh Van Westen. Andy Piercefield up to second, Brandon Bender into third.
Pace truck. Looks like lights are still on. Potentially may have just come off. We'll see what they do here. Early looks to be back out there though, so that's good to see.
So we'll get them stacked back up 2 by 2 here. 5 cars here in this Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown as they make their way around the track. Cody Early, Josh Van Westen taking us back to green. Green flag waves, and we're back to racing action from Volusia. Clean start through 1 and 2. Andy Piercefield now under attack by Ethan Waters for that third spot, as now the 21 of Van Westen goes on the attack of Early.
Yeah, like I said, that caution may have did exactly what Van Westen needed, and Early going to scratch and claw and fight his way to hold that lead, and whatever tune-up was made on the inside of that pit may be working, but still too much racing to go to get comfortable just yet. Piercefield holding strong in third. It really looks to be an Early Weston battle at the moment as Bender's trying to come up on Piercefield now.
Early leads here as we'll cross the halfway point this time by only 5 laps to go. As you mentioned, Bender will go under Piercefield there for a moment, see what he can do, see if Bender goes, and it's Bender over the nose of Andy Piercefield for the third spot.
The green machine going to try and get just inside, or just on the outside, but Bender holding that inside as Cody Early at the bottom of your screen quickly zooms by, and we are now 3 to go.
As always, I think of superfan Joey in Memphis, big fan of that 75 machine, so we know he's tuning in as usual. As out front, it's Cody Early, 2 laps to go. Josh Van Westen in second, is now Piercefield on the attack, tries to make a move, nothing there on Bender. As out front, it's still Cody Early.
Man, the attacker becomes the attacked, and now as we approach the white flag, this could be a shining moment early in the season for race director Cody Early if he just hits his marks right here, with Van Westen about a second behind.
Out of 3 and 4 for the final time, Cody Early will pick up the Last Chance Showdown victory. Van Westen second, Bender third, Piercefield fourth, Waters in fifth. And just like that, Last Chance Showdown done, heat races done. We will have our warm-up session, and then we will have tonight's 60-lap feature event. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll preview tonight's feature as you're watching the Pro Late Model Dirt Series here on Extreme E-Speed TV.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Racers are dedicated to winning. And Chevrolet Performance's 3 factory-sealed circle track crate engines can help you get to the checkered flag first. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a touring hero, on dirt or pavement, Chevrolet Performance circle track crate engines are engineered to win. Right out of the box.
Great Racing USA is green. This is America's leader in racing, the Rogers Dab Performance Parts Great Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series 4Y.
Race Car Engineering is your single source supplier for all your racing equipment. Dirt, asphalt, drag strip, street rod, or off-road. Their experts can keep you on the track and in the lead no matter what type of racing you do. Hundreds of brands, thousands of parts. Find them online at racecareng.com or call them toll free at 800-882-7231 and make sure to ask for your free catalog. That's Race Car Engineering, 800-882-7231.
When it comes to keeping your home cool and comfortable, Evans Air Conditioning knows there's no room for compromise. That's why we've been your trusted HVAC and indoor air quality specialists since 2002.
Thank you for calling Evans Air Conditioning.
With straightforward pricing and free system replacement quotes, our licensed and insured technicians will keep you cool and comfortable. Schedule now for Evans' $59 summer tune-up. Evans, getting you the comfort you deserve.
Introducing the latest technology in the racing industry, Spring Rhythm. Spring Rhythm is an app that can replace a spring smasher, giving you access to the same information the fast guys are using to stay ahead. The app tells you where to set your coilover nuts to hit your install loads and tells you the dynamic loads that the car will see in travel. It also simplifies adjustments at the track, giving you the information needed to adjust loads without taking the shock off the car. Spring Rhythm has been rigorously tested to ensure accuracy. There's no excuse to not be using Spring Rhythm.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back to Volusia Speedway Park as we get ready for tonight's feature 60 lap event. As we are, looks like we're ready to go. Why wait when we can jump right in, Adam? So pull up those britches and get ready to go here as we've got a starting lineup for tonight's feature event.
That's right. Starting on the pole will be the rookie Drew Hopkins. Side by side with Kendrick Hicks behind them, another rookie Austin Cantrell with the defending champ and last week's winner Dylan Perry. Row 3 will be Aiden Young and Brandon Marlowe. Row 4, Brandon Combs and Joshua Johnson. Row 5, Colin Boyles and Jacob Laster. Row 6, Brody Thompson and Dawson Lowe, a couple rookies there. Row 7, Cody Early and Josh Van Westen. Row 8, Brandon Bender and Andy Piercefield with Ethan Waters rounding out the rear.
So just like that, lined up, ready to go, Adam. 60 laps here tonight at Volusia. As we, look ahead here, it was, of course, Dylan Perry that picked up the victory last week, Adam. And as you look at those point standings, anyone on there that you think could make up some ground here tonight at Volusia?
Yeah, I was looking. He was running strong in some of the practice. I'm looking at, as I kind of look it up and down, I'm looking at Jacob Laster right now. He's starting mid-pack right now. You see him there in the 9 spot for the moment. That 51 machine, he's second in the points. He had some strong runs. Aiden Young also one to watch, another veteran of this series. So, the rookies, they continue to impress me. I'm not always predicting their success, but for me, it's looking at these veterans who are kind of yet to break through, I guess you could say. They've kind of been in the shadow of Perry or Tater Williams, so now it's their time to break out. So keep an eye out for some of those veterans that haven't necessarily broken out just yet.
Well, we'll see how it is. Not only those rookies out there, the other thing we've noticed, and we saw it again last week, is obviously some of these tracks are hard to pass at, but with the attrition through some of these events, if you're able to just keep your nose clean and your head down to the ground on moving up, you can pick up some spots here and end up with a top 10 finish. We saw it last week. Cody Early was someone that jumped up towards the front, and then he had problems, so that was an opportunity for some guys move up. We saw Bender and Combs move up and down through the fields last week with that. And we'll see how it plays out here tonight. It's going to be Hopkins, Hicks, Cantrell, and Perry, your front 2 rows here, as we get ready to go to green flag racing action. 60 laps coming at you from Barberville, Florida tonight. Green flag will wave, and the Pro Late Model Dirt Series is underway at Volusia.
And they are roaring to that starting line, and Hopkins, great start, but Hicks, who is very quick in the practice runs, is showing that speed once again as he goes low and also going low with them. Dylan Perry, we get a bit of contact there from Hopkins and Hicks, and it's 3-way at the front line.
A 3-way up front is it's Perry pulling out front. Hicks in second there is now. He looks down to the inside of Perry down the backstretch. They'll make slight contact. That opens the door for Hopkins down to the inside. Perry out wide as it will be Hicks that leads the lap.
Oh, you got to be careful pushing Perry around or you're picking a pipe of peppers right there. And Hicks holding strong throughout the chaos. Marlowe and Perry switching spots. My goodness, Marlowe goes around. And we have our first caution of the night.
Looks like it's going to be Brandon Marlowe, as you see him stopped over there in 3 and 4. As we will bring up a replay. Marlowe was running there in the top 5. 3 wide going off into 3, and it looks like that sandwich was just squeezed too tight as Marlowe shoots out and will come to a stop there in 3 and 4. And we will get them lined back up, getting ready to go back to racing action. So Hicks, Hopkins, Cantrell, Combs, Lassiter, the top 5 here as we're 3 laps into this 60-lap event. Joshua Johnson off the track still. See if he can get back out on the track. Two by two, we get ready to go out of turn number 4. Green flag waves. So Hicks will lead out of turn number 2. Great racing action here early from Volusia. As it's Hicks and Combs side by side. They're looking back though, Adam. We've got Aiden Young in 16th, Dylan Perry back in 12th, Brandon Marlowe back in 10th. So some guys have fallen back, but then on the flip side, Brandon Combs up 5 spots to 2nd, Lassiter up 5 to 5th, Dawson Lowe up 6 to 6th place. So a lot of movement here early from Volusia.
Yeah, and I think one you got to look at, he's up 8 spots now in the top 10. Ethan Waters, he was the guy who finished or started in the last position, running real strong in that 18 machine. So things are getting rowdy right there. And you see Brandon Combs now up 6 spots, just past Hicks again. So a lot going on up front and in the middle of the pack.
Great racing action up front for the lead. This is Hicks and Brandon Combs trading that spot back and forth. As Combs goes to the lead, he's also our butt kicker, hard charger leader right now, as he's up 6 spots, now 5 as he'll fall back to 2nd. So the front 3 have broken away there. You go back to Drew Hopkins, though. He's under attack by Lowe and Lassiter. Lassiter had a good podium finish last week. So a good run for him here again tonight as he sits in that 6th spot. And just like that, Adam, 12 laps down here, and we've got a little green flag run here during this Winter National 60-lap event.
Yeah, this is a fun one. You got Dawson Lowe now in the top 5. Yeah, up 7 spots from where he started. So I think the guys are starting to find their groove. And, that first caution was just a little bit of a little scuffle, a little mix-up. So you're right. They're kind of finding their groove. And, the thunder and lightning is coming right now. I think there's still a lot to go here on Extreme Speed TV. Love that in-car camera we had there. And got a lot of great angles at this track. One we're familiar with. We've gotten pretty close with the ops team here. Always good to be aligned with ops for things to succeed. We got Brandon Combs running strong out front still.
Combs and Hicks and Cantrell all nose to tail up front. You've got this bee's nest of cars here in the middle of the pack, trading back and forth. You see Colin Voiles down there in the inside. He'll move up to the 6th spot. Dylan Perry there at the back of that pack. He's currently running in the 8th spot. Not a familiar place to be running in the feature for him, as there's great racing action throughout. You go back in the pack, you have Josh Van Westen doing battle with Brandon Bender. Cody Early, Aiden Young rounding off the field. It looks like Joshua Johnson's back on the track. He is 14 laps down right now, but he is back out there trying to make up some ground.
Yeah, and I mean, we're just about to the point where we're about 33% of the way through this race. So, you know, kind of laying it off of a topic that we talked about last year, you know, that tire wear plays a factor too. You know, you've got Dylan Perry in 6th right now. I don't think Dylan Perry's struggling by any means. I think he's holding strong right now, and you're right. Like, we got some potential lap traffic that could come as we're doing a really fine job running these green flag laps. So a lot of dust in the air right now, and lap traffic up ahead.
So as we look up here, this big Volusia Speedway Park track, cars throughout right now as the front three have broken away. Kendrick Hicks, not one to be patient really, could jump on here relatively quickly.
Yeah, a lot of dust getting kicked up in the air if you're right behind someone, and right to the line it is Combs running strong. Hicks, he's got the speed. That's what's interesting, is Hicks has the speed right now, but does he have the right moment to make the jump and get through there? That's what I'm just waiting to see here, is lap by lap continue to go by, and at least those top three, it's very much a single file action, but you know, we'll see how it plays out, as they're running pretty consistent right now. Love to see that. Weather not an issue. Track seeming to be aligning nicely for these guys. A little bit of a run there from Hicks. Like I said, he's got that speed. When will he be able to capitalize?
So the front three, they're settled down up front. That gaggle of cars in the middle of the pack continue to do battle. There's Drew Hopkins. He started on the pole. He's back to that 7th spot now. He's working his way slowly back up as he works the inside of that 1C machine of Colin Voiles. Up ahead is Dawson Lowe, who's up 7 spots into 5th. He is currently our butt kicker hard charger leader. As just like that, 26 laps up, 26 laps down, as this racing action here at Volusia not cooling down anytime soon.
No, keep it hot right now. Love the heat that's being put on. And speaking of, a little bit of a gap there right now for Brandon Combs. We're getting a nice look here at Drew Hopkins, the rookie. He's down 4 spots from where he started, but running really respectable right now in the top 5. So I think he's starting to find his groove as well. He just may need a couple breaks to go his way to get in front of some guys. And I'll tell you what, the guy in front of him is the hardest to get past, and that's Dylan Perry.
Well, we talked about it just a moment ago. He was riding in that 7th spot, and now, boom, all of a sudden he's up to 4th. So obviously a caution closing this up could do him some help, but he's also set sail and pulled away from Hopkins, trying to chase down Austin Cantrell up in that 3rd spot. Great racing action continues as we're past the halfway mark now, working lap number 31. We had that quick caution on lap number 3, Adam, and now we've really settled in here. As you can see, the back of the pack up there in 3 and 4. Leaders entering 3 as they were exiting 4, so still good to go there. Good battle there with Piercefield Early and Aiden Young. Great battle here as that's Dawson Lowe, Colin Voiles, and Brody Thompson there. That's all battle for the 6th spot, so just outside the top 5. Up ahead, it's Drew Hopkins, who's closed that gap on Dylan Perry, but Dylan Perry's also closed that gap on Cantrell. So very soon, Adam, this could all of a sudden be a 5-car battle for the lead.
Yeah, and aside from, the surge that Brandon Combs had up 6 spots and the fall of Hopkins down 4, like, that Hicks, Cantrell, Perry line, like, that's exactly where they started. So it is definitely, they're in the right spots. Perry, though, it's hard to imagine a race ending without, if he's got a working car, it's hard to imagine a race where Perry's not on the podium. So you got to think that might spell something bad for Cantrell, Hicks, or Combs. But at the moment, there's still 23 laps, a little bit to go. And I also want to think, like, we were around lap 6 when that first and only caution happened. Since then, this is a very long run of white-knuckle driving. So I think a lot of these drivers wouldn't mind if we may see a caution. I think the only one maybe happy we're not seeing it is that guy up there on your screen, that Brandon Combs. So what a night he's had so far, but you want to be able to finish the job. The most important lap's going to be that last one, and I know he's thinking about that right now.
Well, and we see Dylan Perry's now moved into that 3rd spot as he's moved around Austin Cantrell. Now Drew Hopkins trying to do work on that Ford machine up ahead as he looks to move into the top 4. Perry now sets his sights on Kendrick Hicks in that 2nd spot, and 20 laps to go here. We'll see how this plays out with green flag laps and possible cautions if they occur and how that sorts this out. But right now, Dylan Perry, Drew Hopkins on the move into the top 5. Combs has almost a 2-second lead here, but he does have that lap traffic up ahead, Adam, and I believe if this stays green, he's going to have to work through some of that field there at the end, which is what Hicks and Perry are going to want to bank on here right now.
Yeah, it's going to be like an obstacle course, that's for sure. And, looking at it, we got 16 laps to go, lap traffic not far in front. I mean, we're about, I'd say, 8 laps away from that really being a factor. So these final 10 laps are must-see racing action on Extreme eSpeed TV. Oh, look at that 7 machine making a move into 2nd. Like I said, it might have only been like 6 laps ago. I can't imagine a night where he's not on the podium. So now we have drivers chasing him, which is exactly what Perry wants.
Drew Hopkins follows him to the inside of Kendrick Hicks there, so Hopkins moves up into the 3rd spot. It's a 2.5-second lead for Brandon Combs up front. 14 laps to go, so this one's going to be exciting to see how it plays out as we count down here to the winner of Winter Nationals 2025. Dozen laps to go here as they come out of turn number 4. Combs still has a 2.5-second lead over Dylan Perry as things settle down here, but the leader has side-by-side action up ahead. Joshua Johnson, who's 12 laps down, is the first car. Then you've got Andy Piercefield, Cody Early. That group of cars there in the middle of the field is now a 4-car battle here, spread out. Bender trying to look to the inside of Oils. That's a battle for the 9th position, as that is the closest battle on the track there between Dawson Lowe and Colin Voiles. Marlowe up ahead in that 7th spot. Aiden Young, Josh Van Westen trading 13th place back and forth. But out front, and now at the back of the field, is Brandon Combs. So Brandon Combs caught the back end of the field there with now 6 laps to go. He's got almost a 3-second lead now, so he's been able to separate from Dylan Perry in second thus far, as he's meticulously, almost surgically moving around that 117 machine of Joshua Johnson. Next he has the big green Evans machine of the 75 of Piercefield.
Yeah, so up 6, up 2, down to our top 3 from where they started, and really Brandon Combs would be tied for our hard charger with that first. But caution coming out. This was at a big pivotal moment.
And it was right in front of the leader. It was Josh Van Westen there into that wall. Here in a moment, you'll see there's our leader, Brandon Combs, as he just comes stopped there at the exit of turn number 4. So our second caution of the night after 50 laps of green flag racing action and now 4 laps to go.
Pace truck pulls off now, and with 4 laps to go, we are green. Combs, Perry, Hopkins, Hicks, Cantrell, your top 5, and it's a strong start for Brandon Combs.
Very quickly going to count down here. 3 laps to go as Combs slides up. Dylan Perry, the bottom feeder, down there to the inside. That 3-second lead is gone as now it's down to 0.3 of a second. Lassiter will move into 4th as he goes around Cantrell. A strong move there as we watch the leaders up ahead. Lassiter now in the hunt as he has a battle of cars behind him.
And that is a grind right there, and just outside the leaders. But I'll tell you what, you've got Perry. Oh, caution.
And we saw it there. It was that group of cars. Cantrell shot out the top and into the wall entering turn number 1. And so we'll get them lined back up. It's going to be 2 laps to go, Adam.
So we are coming to what will be a shootout here at the end. Looks like the lights are still on, so we'll at least have one final lap here, and They're single file for the moment. Not sure if they'll restart that way. It looks like Perry breaks down, shake off some dirt. And potentially for the final time, we are green, green, green. Night number 2 from Volusia. Single file. Dylan Perry's going to try and run down Brandon Combs, who's going to go in his bag to pull out every trick possible. But don't let up on Drew Hopkins, the rookie, looking for his first podium finish. Finished 5th last week, and we are at white flag racing right now.
Single file through 1 and 2. The final time down the backstretch. Dylan Perry looks to the inside of Combs. He'll peek down in turn 3. As Combs tries to pinch him down, he'll slide up out of turn number 4. It'll be Brandon Combs at the line, your winner. Perry second, Hopkins third.
What a dramatic finish from Volusia. Perry, I'm sure, had Combs gripping the wheel as tight as he could, but it is Brandon Combs picking up a big win after just finishing outside the podium last week. He's not only on the podium, he is atop it as he will soon pull into Volusia Speedway Park Victory Lane.
So the top 3 finishers will line up there on the start-finish line as the official results over there to the left. And very quickly, we'll throw it down to Adam as he's got our 3rd place finisher, Drew Hopkins.
Yeah, Drew Hopkins, one of the rookies in our series this season. And Drew, you finished just outside the podium last week. It has to feel pretty good to finish on the podium this week in what was a pretty dramatic finish there.
Yeah, I wish we could have had some more laps there. I think me and Dylan there were just getting going. I think Brandon's tires were starting to go away a little bit, but he ran a good race, got out to the lead, and we never had a caution there about halfway through that me and Dylan needed there because I think, he had to go to the bag, but I was saving just a little bit. I should have just went like Brandon, but he played a better game tonight, and he won it.
Yeah, so you started the race and you kind of fell back just slightly, but like you said, you may have been saving. So it sounds like, I guess realistically in your mind, how many more laps do you think maybe you could have needed to maybe get to the top?
I don't know. The track was starting to get that slider line, but I feel like there's a little bit left on the bottom. I'm pretty good running the bottom here. It just, when you have them restarts, you got to get momentum built up in these pro late models. So I was kind of knew once we had them late restarts, I was probably going to finish 3rd.
So the first time we in the booth have been able to talk to you this season and get to know you, only a couple of races in, but what are your thoughts on the series so far? Are you enjoying your time with the Pro Late Model Dirt Series?
Oh yeah, for sure. I just want to thank Cody for putting this on. He does a good job. I hate Lernerville. I'm glad we got that place out of the way. I'm just glad to get a top 3 here tonight. Hopefully, I don't know where we're at next week, but hopefully we can just continue to get some top 3 finishes.
Yeah, well, we do have Weedsport Speedway next week, 40 laps. Is Weedsport one you're familiar with?
I don't really run there much, so hopefully we can get a good field draw in the heat race and start out front there.
Awesome. Well, before we let you go, I want to give you a chance. I don't know if there's any partners, sponsors, or anyone you want to thank before we call tonight.
Yeah, first and foremost, just my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, we wouldn't be able to come out here and have a little fun on a Wednesday night. And I just got to thank Majula Say Speed Shop, Blake Evan, everybody on the team for all they do. And I got to give a shout out to Keltner Contracting. He's been with me for a long time. Hopefully we can get a few spots better coming up here. And Elite Graphic and Designs for doing this wrap.
Awesome. Well, Drew, congrats again on a great finish. And hopefully we get to talk to you again here pretty soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
That's Drew Hopkins, our 3rd place finisher, now joining us up in the booth as the 2nd place car. Dylan, you fell back there early in that one and had to battle your way up, just coming up short. What else did you need there at the end for a chance at Brandon?
Really, I just needed that caution to come out just a little bit sooner once I got into second so that we can, because right there in those last 5 or so laps, the track had gotten pretty top dominant or slider dominant. So it was going to be hard to pass. I just needed it to come out a little bit sooner. But all in all, congrats to Combs and getting his win. He's been working hard to win at this place, and glad to see that he got one.
We watched you move your way up, and you moved through. There was that group of cars there from about sixth on back. How is it difficult during a 60 lap event like that to stay patient, knowing that you have time, but also knowing that you have a fast car that can get up to the front?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to not push some dumb issues during that because I mean we got 60 laps. Even if we don't have cautions, you can kind of pace your way through there. But after having to go in and get my nose beat back out straight after some early contact, I figured I was just gonna go, and if we got up to the top 5 or top 3, I'd be happy with it. So as long as it wasn't a dumb hole, I was gonna kind of push an issue, just not try to cause any wrecks.
And then next Wednesday, we're back at it at Weedsport. What should we expect with 40 laps there at Weedsport Speedway?
That place is a small little boring, so we're gonna be door to door. There's probably gonna be some more rubbing there than we had tonight, but it should be put on for a pretty good race.
Well, you follow up last week's victory with a second place finish here tonight. Who are those folks and those sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
First and foremost, Andy Piercefield and his whole family for everything they do for me on and off the racetrack. I definitely couldn't do it without them. Evans Air Conditioning, you guys over at Extreme Speed TV, Piercefield Media Group, CVR Race Cars, Rapid Race Graphics, Harrison Automotive, CV Used Cars and Parts, MSW Construction, DPR, SHP Mafia, Coyote Media, Phantom Race Engines, GFP, FHP, all the guys over at CBR, Combs Cut, B&B Custom Baits, BPRC, just everybody that helps me week in and week out. I definitely couldn't do it without them.
Well, great run, Dylan, and we look forward to seeing you and see if we'll talk to you again next week at Weedsport.
Hopefully so.
That's Dylan Perry, our second place finisher tonight. And now from Victory Lane, Adam has our winner, Brandon Combs.
That's right, joined alongside Brandon Combs. And Brandon, you just barely missed the podium last week. This time you not only get on the podium, you're in Victory Lane. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it feels pretty nice to rebound following week and be able to get a win. And, I mean, not only win, but, I mean, finish on the podium. I mean, with the way the point system is this year, I mean, finishing in the top 3 is crucial, and being able to get any type of wins is tough with this field of cars, especially when you know you got Perry coming from the tail back up to the front, and you got a guy like Drew Hopkins that's really good, and then like Lassiter or Marlowe. I mean, there's a lot of good guys in here, so it's like getting a league win in here. It feels like you've definitely accomplished something.
Yeah, well, you kind of led right into my next question. You know, you had that late race caution come out, and Perry was saying right before we got you on the line that, hey, if it would have been a little bit earlier, he may have had a little bit more run time to get to you. So when you were, hitting those final 2 laps, was it white knuckle driving, knowing just who was behind you?
No, not really. Just because I know Perry really well, and we race each other really well. So it's not like I knew, or I had the feeling that I was gonna get cleaned out or get roughed up too much to where it would have screwed both of us. But I mean, it wouldn't have surprised me though if me and Perry had a little bit of contact. We raced each other hard, and we got a ton of respect for each other. And I know this place for Perry is like it's his baby. I know. I mean, he's really good here at Volusia, and I mean, I think there's only, well, including me now, only 3 other guys that have ever won here in this league. So, I don't know. I mean, whenever Perry's behind you, yeah, you're worried a little bit, to answer your question.
I love it. No, that's a great way of putting it. And next week we head to Weedsport. That's one little bull ring, so it's going to be a different style track. What's your confidence level going to a track like that after this?
I wouldn't say it's extremely high, but I mean, you got to move around a little bit and be creative at Weedsport to be able to make speed there and be fast and be competitive. So, I mean, I can see Lassiter, Perry, Hopkins, and Marlowe being really good there as well. I wouldn't be surprised if I struggle a little bit there, to be honest. Weedsport's never really been a good place for me, so I don't know. It'll be interesting. I know it's going to get slick, especially on entry into 1, and with these cars, they're really big, really wide, so it's going to be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if we have some cautions there, but then at the same time, I also wouldn't be shocked if we went green to checkered somehow. It's just, I feel like that's just the nature of the beast, and everyone knows how that racetrack is.
Well, we can't wait to see you racing on it next week. And before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to shout out any partners or sponsors or anyone you'd like to thank.
Yeah, I'd like to give a big shout out to Super Dirt Car Series, Chip Bangers Racing, DPR Performance, B&B Custom Base, GFP, Zero FG, Big Pimpin' Race Cars. You guys are putting the broadcast on. And just everybody over at Chip Bangers Racing for all the love and support over the years, and being able to have great teammates to race with, and then to be able to have great people in this league to be able to race with and see where you stack up. And gotta say thanks to you guys over at Extreme eSpeed TV on putting the broadcast up, and Cody for giving us a good place to come race at and have some fun.
Couldn't have said it any better, Brandon. Thank you so much for the time. Congrats on the win, and I'm hoping we get to talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks, man. I would appreciate it, and I would like to talk to you guys more often.
Well, that is Brandon Combs, our winner from Victory Lane with Adam tonight, as he claims the victory in tonight's Winter Nationals from Florida and Volusia Speedway Park. There's your feature results. Brandon Combs, Dylan Perry, Drew Hopkins, Lassiter, Marlowe, your top 5. Kendrick Hicks, Aiden Young, Dawson Lowe, Brandon Bender, and Colin Voiles round out your top 10. As always, thank you for tuning in here on Extreme eSpeed TV for the Pro Late Model Dirt Series. We appreciate you joining us here on Wednesday nights throughout the season. We'll be back next Wednesday from Weed Sport Speedway. Make sure you tune in all the racing action starting at about 8:15. With that being said, for Adam Johnson, I'm Travis Piercefield. We say goodnight, and we will see you at the racetrack soon.
This copyrighted broadcast of Extreme eSpeed TV Network is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without express written consent of the Extreme eSpeed TV Network is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast.